everybody, and welcome back to Let's Cook. And today we're going to be making pizza in your microwave. So please follow along. I'll show you what you need to get started. Okay, so what you need for today's ingredients. First, we're going to start off with, you need 4 tablespoons, that's about 34 grams of flour. And then you need 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder. That is so small, it's not even a gram, so I can't tell you how much it weighs, but it is 1/8 of a teaspoon, very small amount. You need 1/16 of a teaspoon of baking soda. It's even smaller, it's half of the baking powder, so also not a gram. Then you need about 1/8 a teaspoon of salt, that is a gram. And then you will need some milk. You need 3 tablespoons, about 54 grams of milk. And then some marinara sauce, so that's about 1 tablespoon, 21 grams. Then you will need some olive oil. For the olive oil, you need about 1 tablespoon, so it's about 10 grams of olive oil. For this, you can use another kind of oil, that's fine, but the olive oil is gonna really give it that nice pizza-y taste. So I really recommend olive oil. If you don't have it, canola, vegetable, that'll be fine. Then, it's a pizza and it's your own, so you can put whatever you want on it. It's up to you. You're gonna need some cheese probably to make the pizza really yummy. For the cheese, you're gonna want about 2 tablespoons or 20 grams. It's up to you how much. I really like cheese, so this is actually more than is recommended on the recipe, but I really like cheese, so I'm gonna put a lot on. And then, like I said, it's up to you. Do you want a ham pizza? Do you want pepperoni? Do you want some chicken? Whatever you want, you can put on the top. So you're gonna want about a tablespoon of whatever that topping is. So I'm gonna do ham today. So this tablespoon is about 12 grams of sliced ham. We're also gonna put a little bit of veggies on there. So that's about a tablespoon of chopped vegetables, about 4 grams of vegetables. And that's just some onions and chives, things like that. If you have anything left over, you can use that. And then some herbs, some dried herbs. If your herbs are dried, you want about 1/2 teaspoon. And this is just some oregano. I really like oregano. So that's it for the ingredients. For utensils, pretty simple today. You need your measuring spoons. I already measured this all out, but you haven't. So to measure it, you're gonna need these. If you don't have measuring spoons, you can always use your kitchen scale. That's why I gave you the gram measurement, so you can use this. And that's that for that. You also just need a fork and then some kind of like spoon or spreading tool. And that's it, so let's get started. Okay, so now let's get started on making this. So the first thing you're gonna do is you are going to mix in some of these dry ingredients to make your pizza crust. So you're gonna put your flour in, put it in nice and slow so your flour doesn't go flying everywhere. And then your baking powder and baking soda and your salts. Now you just want to mix that up really quick. You can use your fork just to make sure it's all spread evenly out. All right, great. And then to that, we're going to add in our milk and our oil. And then stir that up. All right, good. And so now we're going to put our stuff on top of our pizza. So we're going to start with our marinara sauce. So because our dough is still wet, you don't want to just throw it in there. It's going to all sink down. So you're going to take a spoon or a little thing like this, and you're just going to gently set it on top. It's okay if it goes down a little bit, but you don't want it to go all the way into the pizza. And I actually think that I need a little bit more sauce. So I'm going to grab our jar and put a little bit more sauce on here. Hide that label. And part of why I ended up needing a little bit more sauce is because my mug is pretty wide. If you have a smaller mug, then the amount of sauce that I said at the beginning will be fine. But because we have a wider mug, we need a little bit more sauce. There's a little bit more surface area to cover. So just keep in mind, you might need to change the amounts a little bit to match the size of your mug. So there we go. Now we've got a nice covering. You can see in our overhead camera, it's all sauce covering up our batter. So that's good for our sauce. Now on top of the sauce, we need to sprinkle our cheese and add our ham and everything. So I'm just gonna take my fingers. I did wash my hands, they're clean, don't worry. So you're just gonna go like this and sprinkle the cheese on top. Now for cheese, it's like I said, you can do whatever you want. If you like a certain kind of cheese, you can add it. Most people will use mozzarella. This is actually Colby Jack cheese because I really like Colby Jack cheese. So it's pizza for me, so I'm gonna make it the way I like it. But you can add whatever kind of cheese you want. So just spread that out over the top to cover up the sauce. And now we're gonna add our ham. So once again, you don't wanna just dump it because it'll fall straight through. So I'm just gonna take my fingers and gently place it on top of the cheese. Oh, you know what would be really good on this is some sliced olives. I bet that'd be really yummy. Try that next time. And our little veggies. And our oregano. And oregano is really good to give it that really good Italian flavoring. There's a lot of oregano in Italian food, so I highly recommend it. It's really yummy. So there we go. That's all of our stuff. Pretty simply, just mix it and I'll throw it in the same mug together. Now it is time to cook it, so I'll see you over at the microwave. Okay, so now it's time to take our little pizza and put it into the microwave. So I'm gonna start it off at 1 minute and then I'm gonna check on it. Remember, with microwave cooking, it's very easy to overcook or burn your food because it cooks very quickly. So you wanna start at 1 minute and then check on it. If it's not done yet, cook it for 15-second intervals until it is done. All right, so we're gonna start out on our minute. Okay, so if you look and you see our cheese is melted quite a bit, but if I move the mug around, it still moves a lot, which means underneath the bread isn't fully cooked. So I'm gonna put it back in the microwave and cook it for a little bit longer. So as you can see, our cheese is all melted and our sauce is nice and spread out. And there's actually a little bit of bread that's peeking out right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but that bit of bread is nice and firm when I put my finger against it, so it is fully cooked. Please be careful when you touch your mugs after it's been in the microwave because you could burn yourself. So ours took about 2.5 minutes to cook. So like I said, your microwave is different from mine, so you're gonna wanna slowly keep checking it until it looks about the same as mine, and then you know it's done. So I'm gonna let this cool for a few minutes so I don't burn myself, and then we will talk to you at the end. Okay, so our pizza is all done, it's all cooled, and it looks really good. And so I'm gonna put our fork in there and see what it looks like on the inside. Ooh, yum. There's lots of melted cheese that kind of sunk down into it, so it looks really good. I look forward to eating this. I hope you guys followed along, and I hope you guys made something like this. If you did, please send me your pictures. I really want to see them. You can send them to us on our homepage, and maybe we'll post them up for others to see. So I really hope you enjoyed today, and we will see you again next time. Bye-bye.